Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, November 26, 2022, after 3 p.m. Eastern. The roses bloom so beautifully because they are not trying to become lotuses. All effort is futile. You have to be just yourself, Osho. Some of us in the rhetoric on this planet and all the things that are bouncing all over the place have already sensed that the awakening of higher consciousness has been showing up on the planet. If we look deep enough and truly pay attention to the conversations out there, we can hear it. People are letting go of the old world filled with fear, control, and power, and following some governmental authority. They are letting go of how the system used to function, planning to create something new and self-sustainable, and opening up to creating a completely new community, a new earth. As everything in our world continues to change, we will notice things seem to be getting more intense. Life feels like it's moving faster. As we are bombarded with more and more information, there will come a point where we cannot keep up. This is the moment, excuse me, this is the moment when we wake up, realize our divine infinite potentiality. We are each being pulled, cajoled, and summoned to spiritually awaken by the people and global events around us. Our planet's economic, political, and environmental shifts are our wake-up calls, forcing us to individually turn inwards and creating a more sensitive, loving, and conscious approach to this life. This deeper sensitivity has in turn awakened a new kind of human being inside of us all. A being who is attuned to their natural divine state within, guided by their intuition and enlightened by their consciousness. As the world continues to spiritually awaken, the number of joyful, liberated beings on the planet will naturally multiply. This global transformation to the higher 5D consciousness will create a foundation of peace for the planet for the first time ever. Our planet is about to give birth to billions of heart-centered, open-minded, spiritually connected beings. Nobody is going to miss out on this massive enlightening ride. The experience of world peace is only created by a massive movement of individual inner peace. Inner peace. This global feeling of peace occurs when the 100th monkey wakes up to recognize that inside is something exquisite, unlimited in potential, and truly divine. The massive spiritual awakening is also based on scientific evidence of true energetic shift in our physical environment. Astronomers know that on the solstice of December 21st, 2021, there was a perfect alignment of our planet Earth, our sun, and the black hole at the very center of our Milky Way galaxy. This is the date that the ancient 26,000-year Mayan calendar predicted that our new world would officially engage. Many of us are already awake and here to simply assist the rest of the planet by being a guiding light for their spiritual awakening. This outer alignment of our stars or celestial bodies creates an inner alignment with our physical flesh, bones, mental, emotional bodies. This divine configuration allows us to become synchronized with our world. This grand outer alignment has automatically created an inner alignment of our mind-body to rediscover a deep spiritual alignment with our divine source. This bioenergetic centering causes all energy centers, chakras in your body, to open and allow you to simply trust life completely. When peace is found within you, it is seen and experienced all around you. The outer world we project will allow everyone to relax more deeply and consciously, explore every aspect of their being. Being content with what you have is priceless. Sun, moon, and the truth cannot be hidden. Happiness is the greatest wealth. Health is the greatest gain. Trustworthy is the best relative. Nirvana is the ultimate bliss, Buddha. Since 2012, when the first awakening wave started, we began opening up on the highest forms of love in alignment with our higher selves. Today, our world is already filled with billions of highly intelligent, sensitive, loving, spiritually aware beings. Many are capable of radiating love with such an boundless, welcoming, soft, warm energy. When these beings awaken to the next spiritual level, we will all be pulled in vibrationally and shift into this higher loving way of naturally operating daily. We will always see the collective consciousness on this planet continue to grow each year. By the time we approach the end of 2035, the prophecy says there will be over 180,000 enlightened beings on this planet, which is far over the tipping point. We need to create the 100th monkey wave for awakening all 8 billion people. We will always see the collective consciousness on the planet continue to grow each year. By the time we approach the end of 2035 or sooner, the prophecy emits that there will be over 180,000 enlightened beings on this planet, which is far over the tipping point, and create the 100th monkey wave for the awakening of all 8 billion people. Perhaps the most interesting news out there is that there are already, and see, we don't look at things a certain way because we don't want to believe certain things, and we think it's all hooey. And then other times we start to realize, well, maybe there's some validity to it. Understand that most of the beings, civilizations out there are benevolent. But the pure evil on this planet would wish us to believe that they're all violent and destructive. And it's the opposite. Always the opposite of what they say is the truth. Always the opposite of what they say is the truth. Now, there are those in other parts of the galaxy containing many highly evolved beings from other planets who are viewing this is a grand finale spiritual awakening. The shows. These are good beings, godlike beings, who have a technology that is 1,000,000 years more advanced than our own. We are very Neanderthal-like species compared to them. The good news is that we don't have to believe in ETs if we want to jump on the Great Enlightenment train. The enlightened new world is very contagious. We're in it right now. Okay? We're not going to go in it, we're in it. And it's very contagious. And it will spread throughout the planet quickly and exponentially. The more people hear about and experience a small taste of it, the more energy becomes invested in manifesting it. The fuel for this awakening momentum is already here. We have been suppressed, controlled with fear, lied to about what is true. This manure, which the mass media spread throughout the world, is about to instigate a massive global spiritual awakening. that will not and cannot be stopped. We can jump on the enlightenment train sooner or later. It doesn't matter. We will be swept up by the shift in the wave of higher consciousness. Yet we don't have to sit and struggle in our suffering. We can realize what is still asleep in us, resistance to a great spiritual change, or feeling righteous in us. The ego is holding on to the past world, the old earth, recognizing that this is the first step to awakening from the old. When we come to the deepest core of our being, to our very source, we will know that we are God. Osho. Waking up begins with realizing that you are the co-creator of your reality and that your imagination is the only limit you have. So be aware of the thoughts you are having in each moment and cultivate a soft, sweet presence who is the witness to these thoughts. Thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky, as I've said many times. Let them float on by. Know that you are the vast, spacious, and infinite boundless sky. Be free to relax. Feel the infinite spaciousness inside your spiritual nature. Feel that throughout your day, and you will truly recognize a deeper freedom that dwells within you. I found that one of the greatest ways to prepare yourself today for this new world is to find peace within yourself first. Then spread this into every relationship you have. The more intimate you can become, the more juicy the awakening is. When you start recognizing the divine within yourselves and in everyone else, then everyone we meet become a divine teacher showing us exactly what we need to learn next on our life's journey. The people that we struggle with are in our lives to give us the opportunity to deepen in compassion and awareness, for they are the slower ones getting on the ride. It may be our job to assist them in becoming more open, awake, and loving. When we vibrationally step up to the plate, we will help them create this shift, at the same time open up even more to our highest self. Every person we struggle with will only be forcing us to dig deeper into our inner wellspring of light, love, and inner peace. The gems we find inside ourselves will breed an even higher awareness, allowing others to respond from a more empowered, loving space. This will enable us to feel connected with the millions of highly intelligent, sensitive, loving, and super enlightening beings that are already on the planet today. Every man has a built-in possibility to explode, to bloom, to become a lotus. Osho. A very important step for this new earth, this spiritual awakening, is to learn how to quiet the mind. Now, we can do this. It's easiest by sitting with a conscious, enlightened master, teacher, or someone who radiates pure love, lightness of being, an absolute acceptance of who you are. You can meet a few of our favorite enlightened beings just by asking. That you keep your mind open and try to learn something about yourself from every human being. We are all teachers for each other. So experience and let it decide which one truly resonates with who you want to become next year. And as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will magically appear. Another step to this awakening is to be conscious of each choice that we make. Every being in the new earth will understand that there are no accidents. Every experience is synchronistic and divine. We are waking up to the fact that we are the creators of our every experience. To take responsibility now for what is in our lives today and be thankful for it before we focus on what we want to be, do, and have tomorrow. By approaching today with gratitude, we open our hearts and minds in each situation and relationship that we have. Since everyone is one's own self, whoever does whatever to whomever is doing it only to himself. Since everyone is one's own self, whoever does whatever to whomever is doing it only to himself. Sri Ramana Rishi. As far as the physical state of this new earth, the best choice is to be at one with our environment. Embody the most natural state of compassion and understanding by being one with the earth, the air, the plants, the oceans, the animals, the sea creatures, and fellow human beings. In the far future, we will run out of natural resources and need to recycle everything to survive. We will have to use other sustainable resources of energy to create electricity. There will be new advanced technology available for us to create a pollution-free world, where we are using free energy and water-fueled cars will become the norm. Way beyond that. These are just beginning steps. Every man and woman of this new earth will know how to live in harmony with others, not because it is the right thing to do, but because they will know that any harm done to the other on any level is merely harming themselves. This global brother-sisterhood will create a more conscious, healthy, and harmonious earth for all to enjoy. As each human being becomes more conscious of their thoughts, actions, and how they want to impact their environment, the outer world will reap those benefits. See the perfection in the seeming imperfection that seems to be. Lester Levinson. The interesting thing is that the more conscious, awake, and open-hearted we become now, the more we will see, feel, and experience that is the new earth. That is, this new earth is already here now and happening today. Of course, our news media cannot dictate this perception, since they can only relay a small pigeonhole of information about what is happening on the planet at each moment. Yet the bigger truth is that there is a momentum of deeper spiritual awareness that is blossoming everywhere. The more realistic picture of our future is that our consciousness is like a flower whose petals are blossoming naturally on its own accord. When we decide to take a big whiff, we can really and already smell the fragrance. This earth, this new earth, is waking up, and our job is to relax and remain open and receptive to what is happening here now. In the enlightened new earth, everyone comes equipped with the universal understanding. In the enlightened new earth, everyone comes equipped with the universal understanding that we are each conscious manifestors of our realities. As this understanding deepens and becomes a common household way of being on this planet, the awesome, miraculous synchronicities we experience will multiply. Sure, we can take them personally and say we are individually manifesting our outer experiences, or we can take them impersonally and see that we are merely a drop in the universal ocean that is blossoming this new existence. Either way, there will be much deeper, more personal freedom found in everyone that will truly satisfy our souls. Go in and you will come across the greatest treasure there is. Go in and you will come across the greatest treasure there is, Osho. To jump on this global train ride to enlightenment sooner than later, it is imperative to know yourself intimately. Start with learning how to quiet the mind and find absolute stillness and silence. Then we can be conscious and know the true power behind each choice that we make. Every being in the new earth will understand that there are no accidents, that each one of us, each interaction, in every situation is synchronistic and divine. We are waking up to the fact that we are all-powerful, conscious co-creators of this new earth. Take responsibility now for what is in your life today. Focus on what you want instead of what you do not want. We will consciously create the reality we want and be able to approach all beings with an open heart under any circumstances. When we can rest in that stillness for even 3 minutes each day, we will truly understand the vast unlimited potential we have inside to offer this new earth. So all the things, all the shenanigans, all the things happening out there, all the negatives, all the stuff that you view, all the things that distract you, all of us, to try to pull us down. You begin to realize that that's the old earth. It isn't the new earth. It's the old earth. Picture yourself in a starship. And you're on this old earth, okay? And the starship takes off. And it's at high velocity. And it's like Earth turns into a little pea and then disappears. In front of you, it looks like a brand new Earth. And you start getting excited. But you still feel kind of a little forlorn of leaving the old Earth that we all have been here over and over and over again. But the closer we get to New Earth, the more and more that feeling of the old Earth leaves us. Now, I'm not saying that it is lickety-split. Many cling to what is familiar. Don't you cling to what is familiar? And then the things that we aren't quite there yet with. We kind of stutter, just take a couple of stumbles. But every one of us in our heart mind can feel the new earth. The pull is huge. It is so formidable that we surrender to it. And we let go. Now, we all know what we are leaving, don't we? We know that we're leaving lots of negative, destructive, vile, and evil things. But we've made the choice quite a while ago, at this very moment, to be here in the transition from the old, dank, self-annihilation earth to the new, progressive, spiritual, happy, joyous, blissful earth. Huge difference. Now, obviously, none of us would be on this call if we knew, right? If we maybe didn't know that we're here to usher in a whole new existence. Not just for us, but for everyone. Some are slower. Not a big deal. This isn't a race. Focusing on our heart minds, going within, establishing the peace with the gods who are in these bodies is absolutely paramount. Knowing yourself. Knowing who and what you are. And it's a choice. You make that choice. We all do. To leave behind the material physical world and embrace the gods that we are within these bodies. Huge difference. Massive transition. Our eyes that we use play tricks on us. Because the eyes usually are connected to the ego mind. And we have choice. Do we, and it's kind of like this, you're no longer interested in something, right? Used to be that you were really, pumped up and everything in some particular avenue in your life. And it's no longer an interest. So you discard it. You surrender it. You move on, and you have no remorse. You have no ill feelings. You have bliss. And our effectiveness will come from us discovering the gods that we are in these bodies through this transition that we're in right now. It's a choice that we make. Do any of us wish to continue the game of old earth? You ask yourself that. Do I want to continue the game of old earth? Through your heart mind, in silence, focused on your breath, ask yourself that question. Do I want to continue the game of old earth? And I guarantee your answer is going to be no. I am centered on the God that I am within this body, and I am moving into new earth. It's a progression. It's part of our mission on this planet for this transition. And each one of us affects millions. And the show has heated up, hasn't it? Because the show wants our attention, like we used to put our attention on, but we don't anymore. So all these lower frequencies are yelling and screaming and banging and pushing and shoving to get our attention. And it's not working. When you move forward, right, and you decide to take an about face from old Earth to new Earth, so you take an about face, you move forward. Are you looking over your shoulder? No. Because that's all been put to bed, because you've decided to go within you. Knowing oneself is knowing others. Loving oneself is loving others. Doing bad things to others is doing bad things to yourself. It's absolute. It is absolute. And it's a choice for every one of us. Nobody else. No one makes this up for you, for any of us. It's a choice. It isn't a fear choice. It's a profound spiritual choice. And whenever you feel the pull, right, go within. In silence, go within. Focus on the breath. Sit. If you need to put earplugs in and a mask on your eyes, sit and listen. Be in the now. Focus on the breath. This is the only way you're going to enter the pathway to the God that you are within that body. This is balance for oneself. And as we surrender and forgive and let go, we move deeper within ourselves. This is the enlightened way for many of us that are transitioning the planet to a new Earth. Miraculous formulas and applications are starting to surface. This is the real transition, where humanity is no longer ill and sick and tired and stressed and fearful and feeling burdened and heavy and guilty. That's all old Earth residual frequencies and energy. It's almost like you've been swimming in black mud, right? Moving through life in like this big vat of mud. And it dries on you, and then you get wet again, you add more, and it gets heavier and heavier, and you just go through life with that. Transition to New Earth is that you jump in the God that you are, which is this vast ocean, and that mud starts to dissolve. You can feel it dissolving. And you can start saying, man, I'm starting to feel really light. I don't know. I've never had this experience before. The mud is falling off at an accelerated rate, and eventually you're completely cleaned from it. All those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies are absolutely melted away. It's because you've chosen to go within. Focus on the breath. Listen to the breath. Be in the now. No matter how tempting it is to grab one of those clouds floating by in the sky, which we all get tempted to do so. Nope, let that cloud fly by. I'm not putting my hands in there. And the cloud will float by. And it's always a choice for us. You either decide for yourself that you're going to be happy, and you know that the happiness is not out there. It's in you. Gentleness, peace, it's within you. That's the true discovery. And the choice is just to go within. Practice every day. These meditations are a spark to ignite us to go deeper and deeper and deeper within. But anyone that believes that, we are experiencing horribleness stuff, just nasty stuff, and that it's the end of the world and everything is falling apart, when the opposite is transpiring. The opposite is transpiring. And you can feel it. And you go through the heart-mind. And you tap in to your divinity. And it isn't really difficult. If someone were to ask you, just in passing, what do you suggest for me to be at peace? What do I need to do? And it's always this. Go someplace where you aren't going to be interrupted. Begin to focus, sit in a comfortable position. Begin to focus on your breath. Listen to your breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose and easy and slowly out through the mouth. Be as still as a statue. And just do that. And listen. That's it. That's the first major step to send us into the gods that we are in these bodies, the divinity. And all of this is about finding out about ourselves. Not to no longer, to make the choice to no longer be distracted on a daily basis, morning, noon, and night basis of out there. The more we get seduced into out there, the more you're going to be frustrated, the more you're going to be fearful, the more you have anxiety and stress and fear and worry. And we know that. And there are so many things that have escaped us through us being drawn into the material physical world for so long. When we look at woman, man, right? And we begin to understand that no man is just a man and no woman is just a woman. Pretty basic. Each man is both man and woman, X and Y chromosomes, and so is each woman, woman and man. And you figure that Adama, in the beginning, with the Anunnaki, when they created the human, and they took part of the genetics of Adama to create Eve, right? Nobody is just Eve, and nobody is just Adam. We are Adam Eves. This is one of the greatest insights ever attained. It is one of the greatest discoveries of the world because with this understanding we can move in our inner direction. We can move in our inner direction. Otherwise, we cannot move in our inner direction. These seem kind of unusual to some people. It's because we've been away from it so long that we've lost our understanding. Why does a man fall in love with a woman? Because he carries a woman inside him. Otherwise, he would not fall in love. And why do you fall in love with a certain woman? There are thousands of women. But why, suddenly, does a certain woman become most important to you, as if all other women have disappeared and that this is the only woman in the world? Why? Why does a certain man attract you? Why is at first sight, does something suddenly click? And the Tantra says, you are carrying an image of a woman inside you, an image of a man inside you. Each man is carrying a woman, and each woman is carrying a man. When somebody on the outside fits with your inner image, you fall in love. That is the meaning of love. You don't understand it. You simply shrug your shoulders and say, it has happened. But there is a subtle mechanism in it. Why did it happen with a certain woman? Why not with others? Your inner image fits somehow. The outer woman is similar in a way. Something just hits your inner image. You feel, this is my woman, or this is my man. This feeling is what love is. But the outer woman is not going to satisfy because no outer woman is going to completely fit with your inner woman. The reality is not that way at all. Maybe she fits a little bit. Maybe he fits a little bit. There is an appeal, a magnetism, but it will be worn out sooner or later. Soon you will recognize that there are 1,001 things you don't like in the woman. It will take a little time to come to know about those things. First, you'll be infatuated. First, the similarity will be too much. It will overwhelm you. But by and by, you will see that there are 1,001 things, details of this life, that don't fit. That you are aliens, strangers. And yes, you still love her, but the love has no more infatuation. That romantic vision is disappearing. And she will also recognize that something appeals in you. But your totality is not appealing. That's why each husband tries to change the wife, and each wife tries to change the husband. What are they trying to do and why? Why does a wife continuously try to change the husband? For what? She has fallen in love with this man, and immediately she starts changing him. Now she has become aware of the dissimilarities. She wants to drop those dissimilarities. She wants to take a few chunks off this man so that he completely fits within her idea of a man. And the husband also tries, not so hard, not so stubbornly as a woman tries, because the husband becomes tired very soon. The woman hopes longer. The woman thinks today or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, someday he will change. It takes almost 20 to 25 years to recognize the fact that you cannot change the other. By the age of 50, when the woman has passed her menopause, and the man too, when they are getting really old, then they become alert by and by that nothing has changed. They have tried hard. They have tried hard in every way. The woman remains the same and the man remains the same. Nobody can change anybody. This is a great experience to come to, a great understanding. That's why old people become more tolerant. They know that nothing can be done. That's why old people become more graceful. They know that things are as they are. That's why old people become more accepting. Young people are very angry, non-accepting. They want to change everything. They want to make the world the way they would like it. They struggle hard. But it has never happened. It cannot happen. It is not in the nature of things. The outer man can never fit with your inner man. And the outer woman can never be absolutely the same as your inner woman. That's why love gives pleasure and also pain. Love gives happiness and also unhappiness. And the unhappiness is much more than the happiness. What does Tantra propose about it? What has to be done then? Read about Tantra. You'll be surprised. Tantra says that there is no way to be satisfied with the outer. You will have to move inward. You will have to find your inner woman and your inner man. You will have to attain to a sexual intercourse inside. That is a great contribution. How can it happen? Try to understand this map. And I've talked about the 7 chakras, the Yoga Tantra physiology. In man, the Muladhara is male, and the Vadisthana, female. In woman, the Muladhara is female, and the Vadisthana, male. So on and so forth. In 7 chakras, up to the 6th, the duality remains. The 7th is non-dual. There are 3 pairs inside of us. Muladhara, the Vadisthana, have to marry. The Manipura Anahata have to marry. The Vishuddha Agaya have to marry. Excuse me. When the energy moves outside, you need a woman outside. You have a little glimpse for a moment because the potion with a woman outside cannot be permanent. It can be only momentary. For a single moment, you can lose yourself in each other. Again, you are thrown back to yourself and thrown back with a vengeance. That's why after lovemaking, there is a certain frustration. You have failed again. It didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. And yes, you reached to a peak, but before you had become aware of it, the decline, the fall began. Before the peak was achieved, the valley. Before you had met the woman or the man, the separation. Divorce comes so fast with the marriage that it is frustrating. All lovers are frustrated people. They hope much. They hope against their experience. They hope again and again, but nothing can be done. You cannot destroy the laws of reality. You have to choose to understand those laws. The outer meeting can only be momentary, but the inner meeting can become eternal. And the higher you move, the more eternal it can become. The first chakra, the Muladhara, in man is a male. Even while making love to a woman outside, Tantra says, remember the inner. Make love to the woman outside, but remember the inner. Let your consciousness move forward. Forget the outer woman completely. In the moment of orgasm, forget the woman or the man completely. Close your eyes and be in. Let it be a meditation. When energy is stirred, don't miss this opportunity. This is the moment when you can have a contact, an inward journey. Ordinarily, it is difficult to look in, but in a love moment, there is some gap. And you are not ordinary. In a love moment, you are at your maximum. When orgasm happens, your whole body and energy is throbbing with dance, each cell, each fiber dancing in a rhythm and a harmony that you don't know in ordinary life. Time is the moment, this moment of harmony. Use it as a passage inward. While making love, become meditative. Look in. A door opens at that moment. This is the Tantra experience. A door opens in that moment, and Tantra says that you feel happy. Only because that door opens and something of your inner bliss flows to you. It is not coming from the outer woman. It is not coming from the outer man. It is coming from your innermost core. The outer is just an excuse. Tantra doesn't say that to make love to the outer is sin. It simply says that it is not very far-reaching. It does not condemn it. It accepts its naturalness. But it says that you can use that love wave to go far inside. In that moment of thrill, things are not on the earth. You can fly. Your arrow can lead the bow toward the target. If while making love you become meditative, you become silent, you start looking in, you close your eyes, you forget the outer woman or outer man, then it happens. The Muladhara. Your male center inside starts moving toward the female center. Female center is the Vadhisthana. And there is a coition. There is an intercourse inside. Sometimes it happens without your knowing it. One man writes, he must be wondering why the map was not available up to now. Now I'm giving you the map. Listening to me, he always feels as if he is going into orgasm. His whole body starts throbbing, and he has the same experience as he has while making love to a woman. He becomes very puzzled, naturally so. He loses tact. He loses track of what he was listening to. He forgets. And the thrill is so much, and the joy is so much, that he is worried. What is happening? What is this inside him? This is happening. The Muladharas meeting with the Vadhisthana. Our male center is meeting with our female center. This is the joy. When we move into meditation, when we move into prayer, this is the mechanism of our inner celebration. And the moment the Muladhara and the Vadhisthana meet, the energy is released. Just as when you love your woman, energy is released. When the Vadhisthana and the Muladhara meet, energy is released. And that energy hits the higher center, the Manipura. Manipura is male. The Anahata is female. Once you have become attuned to the first meeting of your man and woman inside, one day the second meeting suddenly happens. You do not have to do anything about it. Just the energy released from the first meeting creates the possibility for the second meeting, and when energy is created by the second meeting, it creates the possibility for the third meeting. The third meeting is between the Vishuddha and the Agya. And when the third meeting happens, the energy is created for the fourth, which is not a meeting, which is not a union, but unity. The Sahasrara is alone. There is no male-female. Adam, Eve have disappeared into each other totally, utterly. Man has become the woman has become the man, all division disappears. This is the absolute, the eternal meeting. This is what Hindus call Satchit Anand. This is what Jesus called the kingdom of God. In fact, the number 7 has been used by all of the religions. 7 days are symbolic, and the 7th day is the holiday, the holy day. 6 days God worked. On the seventh day, he rested. You will have to work on 6 chakras. The seventh is a state of great rest, utter rest, absolute relaxation. You have come home. With the seventh, we disappear as part of duality. All polarities disappear. All distinctions disappear. Night is no longer night, and day is no longer day. Summer is no longer summer, and winter is no longer winter. Matter is no longer matter, and mind is no longer mind. We have gone beyond. This is the transcendental space Buddha calls nirvana. These 3 meetings inside of us, the achievement of the 4th, have another dimension too. And I've mentioned about 4 states: sleep, dream, waking, turiya. Turiya means the 4th, the beyond. These 7 chakras and the work through them have a correspondence with these 4 states also. The first meeting between the Muladhara and the Vadhisthana is like sleep. The meeting happens, but you cannot be very aware of it. You will enjoy it, and you will feel a great freshness arising in you. You will feel great rest as if you have slept deeply, but you will not be able to see it exactly. It's very dark. The man and woman have met inside you, but they have met in the unconscious. The meeting was not in the daylight, it was in the dark night. And yes, the result will be felt, the consequence will be felt. You will suddenly feel a new energy in you, a new radiance, a new glow. You will have an aura. Even others may start feeling that you have a certain quality of presence, a vibe. But you will not be exactly alert to what is happening. So the first meeting is like sleep. This is all about learning, all of us learning about who and what we are. This is all of it. And this is a gateway that helps us move into the now, transition to the new earth, and by choosing to do this, we become aware that we are gods within these bodies, that we are not the body. We are not the name, we are not the character, we are not the personality. We are the gods. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. It is your choice when to let go. Not if you can. Making a decision to let go of our problem is 90% about. Making a choice means releasing the past and moving forward with life. Letting go is a natural part of life. It is the initiating key in the enlightenment process. It starts when we stop judging ourselves, our lives, and begin to merge with the experience of the whole thing. Make that decision today to let go of any indecisiveness. Move forward with confidence that you can choose to take a baby step today towards letting go of your judgment on your life and enjoying the experience more often. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Sunday, November 27th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.